Hello, good evening and welcome to my humble model railway, Bedstead Junction. Now tonight's another late night session, and always down to things to do during the day and stuff. And this is a big day for me. Now I've been over to my usual eBay pickup point, and I've succeeded in getting a locomotive I've been looking out for ages. Now, as Murphy's Law goes, of course, or you could call it that. Well, they say when you can wait hours for a bus, and 2 or 3 might turn up all at once. Well, that's what happened with eBay. 2 turned up. Now, I bought one on the basis that it was from a dealer that I've been buying from before, and I've had a good experience so far with these people, and I'll tell you who they are in due course. Now, again, another point which I'll come out with for tonight, just quickly, just shout out to a channel, and it's Hilton's channel, Popper Chuffed Railways. He's building a distillery type layout, which is starting to look quite good, and he did a little survey on his, one of his videos. So look him up on his channel, and it was what features you would expect to receive on a certain price of locomotive. Now, I got back to him on that when I commented, and I said, well, yes, it's true, you expect a certain number of features per locomotive, but sometimes there's something with if you really want it and they don't come up very often, sometimes I am willing to pay a premium, and I have in some ways on this, and we'll go into why that was in just a moment. Now, without any further ado, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'll be showing you what I bought, okay? Well, we're looking right ahead so we can see the, what we've got on the box. I got 31725 NRM City Class Locomotive 3440 City of Truro GWR monogram, produced exclusively for the National Railway Museum. 21 pin DCC. There we are, that's what we got looking at there. Okay, so that's what I bought. And a kind of time-honoured tradition of live video, I forgot to switch on the video lights, so you might get a better view of it now. There we go, that's a little bit better, isn't it now? Switch on the video lights, okay. Let you read that. NRM National Railway Museum, Bachmann Branch Line Model Railway, City of Truro, City Class 440. Okay, so what we're looking at. And these are like hen's teeth, or at least they were every time I looked on eBay. And I had to take my chance. Now, the one thing which it didn't come with, I'll be honest about it, it said it didn't come with the instructions, but Bachmann are quite good at doing instructions online. And so we've got the instructions here I've managed to print off. City of Truro tells you how to do running in curves and body removal, DCC decoder fitting, all the usual goodies. And there's a diagram of where everything goes. And it gives you a replacement parts you can order as well. But it's a Bachmann site actually, if you are missing some spares for your locomotive, it's very much worth looking on the Bachmann site for that. Now we're going to have a look at the back of the box, because we've got a brief history of City of Truro on there. I don't know if you can see all of that, but I will, anyway, you can see all of it now, and you can freeze frame that if you wish. But I will give you a recap on that, because it's relatively short. Now let's just point the camera downwards. We're going to have an unboxing. So there we are, there's the City of Truro in its box. You slip the outer covering off. And it comes in the usual block of ice packaging you can see there. And there's a locomotive. Now this is particularly special to me, this particular one. It's got excellent decoration. I can't wait to show this to you out of the box. Okay, so we'll just slip this outer sleeve off. Sorry, my hands are getting in the way. And then this, we've got all the accessories here, accessory packs. In fact, there's loads of the stuff here. There's an alternative front bogie for some reason. Okay, all kinds of details in here, and also etched name and number plates. So it really came with all the accessories, apart from the instructions, which I was able to print off. So that looks pretty complete now. And then the usual procedure, we just lift this off. Oh wow, oh ho ho. That looks incredible. That looks incredible. We'll get this one up on the Lazy Susan for you in due course. And we'll have a proper look at her. Now, we'll just go, sorry, slight jerk on the there, and let's see if we can zoom in a little. Just to have your first look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a city class and it's a 440 locomotive. Okay. Now the first thing that I wish to know is whether or not this locomotive actually runs. So we're going to give her a quick running session. And if you've not got one yet, do yourself a favour and get yourself a raiding ramp. Certainly when you get to my time of life, you're grateful for anything which helps with tasks requiring any form of dexterity. And it's something I will draw your attention to once I've got this locomotive actually on the rails. Now it feels very heavy. And the first thing we need to know is, does it move forward? It does. Does it move backwards? Yes. Now I've got to say, to be fair, with Bachmann locomotives, I've usually not had any trouble with any of them. This one is run perfectly well out of the box. I'm going to give it just a quick running session round the layout. We can see what it's like. So go over to there. I'm going to do a Now we're a little bit high up on the view in here, going quite fast, this locomotive. Slow it down a little bit. Let's watch it whiz through that country station over there. Okay, we've got a little bit of a bird's eye view up here now. We'll see if we can lower the tripod. Now something it doesn't have, because it's a firebox glow. Now some of you may think that that's a relatively recent feature, but I've got locomotives built in Margate which have got firebox glow. So over 20 years old. This one has not got a firebox glow. I knew it wouldn't come with that. Well, like I say, these in this particular NRM livery, we'll have a look at that livery in a minute, is you don't very often see them come up. And when it did, it was one of those it's now or never purchases. Very nice indeed. Now I think what we'll do is we'll add some coaches on just to begin with. Give her a quick run around the tracks. I'm just going to lower the tripod a little as well. There we go. That'll be fine. Okay, so we've got a good sweep across. Yes. Okay. Now the coaches we're going to be adding tonight are the GWR Clarity coaches. I'm going to be having R122. We're having two of these Clarity composite coaches. And to complete the rake, R123, the GWR Clarity brake coach. So just bear with me just a moment and we'll get that all added on for you. Right, now coming down to the level crossing, you'll see City of Truro, complete with the composite coaches there, view from above. Just have to stop the filming just for a second. I had a bit of a sneezing fit. Okay, so let's watch this locomotive powering its way through the through my country station there. Round it comes again. I must say it's running very, very smoothly. I know there's been other opinions about comments about Bachmann's mechanisms and things from certain reviewers. I know from people I do actually respect, but really, to be fair, I can only go on my own personal experience, and that normally my Bachmann locomotives have always been very smooth performers. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on the axles just in case, maybe a little drop of oil on the motor just to keep it going, and that's why and on the crank pins and everything else. But really it appears to be running very, very well. There's no sign of any squeaking, and that's what it looks like with the Clarity coaches. Now we're going to do a points test. Bring that to the points there. Right. Right, so we're going to follow this one in over the points. Just going to check we're swiveling okay. We are. Okay, so in we come to the station. Now I'm hoping this one's going to run quite well over the points, and we'll just see. Yep, that came in over the points beautifully. Just watch it glide really gracefully past our passengers. That's running really nicely and nice and slow. Right, okay, now the slow speed running is superb. For me it is. I'm working with space constraints on this layout. I'm not complaining, it's a 6x4 layout, so I'm quite happy with it as it is. I will be getting a little bit more scenic with this layout once I've managed to clear some space and get this layout onto some legs. So I'll do it at the earliest opportunity, but you can see quite a lot of things on here. What's very, very nice about this locomotive, well, it's in the station here. Got a lovely copper chimney, nice handrails. Obviously you've got the H name and name and number plates you can put on there, and that's City of Truro. Got the nice GWR crest there, the monogram, and I love the way that it's got the lovely detail on here, the lining, and also the fact that the brown colour underneath. And you can see it's the cranks near the arse on the outside there. Inside cylinders. And it's a 440, so we've got 4 leading wheels, 4 driving wheels, no trailing wheels. And the 440 was really the standard locomotive for many railways until the introduction of either Atlantics, I think is 442, or 460s or 462s. Okay, so these were basically the standard locomotive up until the point that where the Saint classes and the Star classes were introduced. Pardon me. It's obviously pollen season for a lot of us, and not so good for me, I'm afraid, with the old voice. Well, there we go. Now let's just have another look. Not a lot wrong with that. Okay, and then we'll come back in. That's down to me, my clumsiness on the controller. So nothing to do with the locomotive. It's trying to coordinate the tripod, which is quite a stiff one actually, this tripod can be. But there we are, that's the magnificent City of Truro. Reputed to have broken the 100-mile-an-hour barrier. It was never officially recorded, apparently, and there's a controversy over whether or not the City of Truro was the first to break the 100-mile-an-hour barrier. A lot of people will acknowledge that it actually did. Okay, at the time it was said that the Great Western Railway didn't want to over publicise the fact, just in case it frightened the passengers. Now whether or not that was true or not is obviously down to history and further research. Obviously the one to officially break the speed limit was Flying Scotsman. Well, I think you'll agree that the Flying Scotsman was a far cry from our City of Truro, which you got before us here. Right, so here's the magnificent City of Truro up close and personal now. And you can see the nameplate there. I think it's good. I mean, a lot of people would be happy with that as it is. I mean, you can add the etched nameplates if you wish. Let's see if we can move this a little bit closer. There we are. I think we've got a bit of a closer view now. We can see City of Truro and the number 3440. And you can clearly see the frame arrangement there, and the chassis detail. Everything is really beautiful on this. You've got the that's the maker's plate, I believe, GWR Swindon, City of Truro 3440. The GWR monogram there. You can clearly see the 440 wheel arrangement. I mean, it's just covered in detail, this particular locomotive. Proper copper cap chimney, that looks proper metal there. That's probably plastic, but it's wood representation of the safety valve cover. You've got the whistles there. Fully glazed cab, I can see that. And you can see that this is the difference between a churchward cab and a collet cab, which came later. Churchward cabs at the seaside C-shape cutout here instead of a side window, and the cabs are a little bit smaller than the collet ones. So yes, with the collet versions, there was a locomotives, there would be greater creature comforts afforded. Separately fitted smokebox dart, hinges all represented there. A lot of the buffer details, we'll zoom in a bit. Down here, we're in the accessories pack. Now my guess is that some of these actual parts might interfere with the front coupling. That's probably why they've left them off. Very often is the reason why that's the case. A lot of people complain about the detail parts not being fitted already, but that sometimes is the case. Now, we don't have sprung buffers on this particular model. And whether or not there would have been any difficulty in reproducing these much finer buffers, as sprung buffers, that might be the reason why they're not sprung. Okay, maybe there's a problem with producing something that fine. Now we're going to move over to the other side, and again we must really have a nice look along this locomotive here now. Look at that beautiful detail there, everything really dripping with detail. Nice connecting rods there. Lovely lining on the tender. I'm going to zoom out just ever so slightly so we've got a full view of it, a full width screen, for screen width's worth. Axle boxes picked out there nicely. Nice lining on the steps even. Just everything absolutely gorgeous. Now you might ask how much I paid for this. I think it was about £220 I paid for this. which is the price of a, probably get, it's around about the price of the new Black 5. But to get one of these, I can assure you, I looked for a long time before one of these came up, and they sold relatively quickly. It's a National Railway Museum locomotive. If I miss anything detail wise, I mean, this is obviously a first look, so we can always have another look at it on another time. You know, I believe that's the maker's plate back there. Steam pipes is in the detail pack. Not buffers are not sprung, and we got NEM couplings front and back. Now we think we'll be able to get a little glimpse of the cab detail here as well. Zoom right in. A nice fully detailed cab. I'm going to turn this around so it faces me a little bit. All the dials in there. And for anyone who is going to fit, and this is something which I do go on about quite a lot, and you'll, because it's important, if you're going to be fitting a loco crew, the driver goes in on the right hand side looking forward, fireman on the left. Okay, it's the other way round on other locomotives, and the clue is where you see where the regulator rod is, regulator, and the reversing lever is. Okay, so that gives you the indication of where you should be putting your crew. We'll just try to have a look now. I don't think you can separate the tender because there's wires in between. So we may go for a slightly bird's eye view, just to take a look at the coal load and everything else. So just bear with you a moment. Going up to full height, and we're just bringing the tripod down. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so I don't know how clear you can see that, but the coal load is quite a nice coal load on there. As we can hold this up for you, so you can see it better. There you go, there's the coal load. And there is what the cab looks like inside. Absolutely superb. So, if you ask me if I'm pleased, yes I am. Now if you're interested where I bought this locomotive from, I will say I have had a good experience over the years from this particular seller. The Modern Railway Emporium, I think they're based in Bradford. Okay, so they buy and sell. This was no objects and everything else. Okay. Established 2012, so okay, like I say, I wouldn't be showing you the name of the supplier if I had not had a good experience with them. A few things to mention on the detail, which I haven't mentioned before. Just come back down for this. Sorry for a bit ramshackle tonight, but it's getting late, and I don't know if I'll be waiting till the morning to do this now, to produce this video. We'll see. Nice wire handrails on the tender there. Nice wear handrails here and here. I noticed that brake lever is slightly bent there. It may have come with use. I don't know what that is made of, that one there. I might try and tease that one up into shape. I'll leave that because I think at the moment it's not worth messing about with that too much. I'll see if I can fix that. If it's metal, obviously I can bend that up and back into shape. But the only detail thing on there, and that's something which is easily forgivable, it's a second-hand model. It's all complete. Now, really nice. Okay, so the next time you'll see this locomotive, it will be on the track again. Now, before we finally depart, I didn't want to handle the locomotive too much. But, no, we'll do that another time, I think. I was going to show you the underneath of the locomotive. Let's see if we can do that for you. That's what the underneath of the locomotive looks like. I'm guessing brake making. One of the things which this one's got, and again it's a little, because it's an older model, it's got the pin underneath. It's got the plug under the tender there. The water scoop's attached, and also that coupling between the drawbar arrangement. That's the peg that hooks on. So you need to go very, very careful. That peg is actually attached onto the tender. Otherwise, you'll find you could be ripping your wires out. But that will give you just a quick look underneath. Right, so we're looking at the magnificent City of Truro on the track once more. Just giving it a little running session now. Now, it's gathering speed. It's putting 3 clerestory coaches, I said before. Running really, really well now. And to be honest with you, Bachmann locomotives, like I say, in my experience, they've always been pretty good runners. Quite smooth. Now, a brief history. Now, these are part of the City class, okay, and I believe there were 20 of these built, so correct me if I'm wrong on that. The Great Western Railway City Class 440-3440 City of Truro were designed by G.J. Churchward and built at Swindon Works in 1903. On the Ocean Mail Special between Plymouth and London in May 1904, City of Truro reached a speed claimed by the observer Charles Rue Martin, I think it is, to be 102.3 miles per hour. Arguably, the first time a steam locomotive had attained 100 miles per hour. Whilst this figure has never been properly authenticated, there is no doubt that City of Truro reached speeds never before seen in the UK. Now, because of this record-breaking run, number 3440 with number 3717 in 1912 was preserved as early as 1931 and has been either running or on static display at locations such as the National Railway Museum in York and Swindon Railway Museum ever since. After a period of operation in late 1950s, the locomotive was restored again in 1984 to take part in the 150th anniversary celebrations of the Great Western Railway. Now, I think there have been overhauls done since, it says on here, but obviously this only goes up to when the actual locomotive was produced. The City of Truro model is produced exclusively for the National Railway Museum. So there we go, our wonderful City of Truro. Now, if you like what you see, please press that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that bell. And I will reluctantly leave it at this now. I've put everything away. But this is the magnificent City of Truro National Railway Museum collection. I should bid you farewell. Let me go around one more time. and good night.